Okay, boys and girls, so today you're going to be drawing a feather, and I just thought it would be cool for you to draw it actually on one of your feather prints from last week and on some of the ghost prints. So before we start, I just want to remind you again about how the feather is. This is a flight feather. We can tell because the rachis is curved. Down here you can see the down feathers. Those are always so adorable. Notice that the rachis is long down here where it attaches itself to, it's attached to the bird. And also I want you to notice that the barbs go in a diagonal. When you were painting your feathers, I was telling you that it's like a V here. The minute you don't do this kind of V thing and you start doing other directions or having your barbs going this way, all of a sudden your feather goes from looking really real to looking really fake. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw a couple of feathers on here. I have one here that I did where I just kind of have the feather going diagonally and then just added a few doodads over here. But just for the sake of showing you a few, I'm just going to draw it going this way. So you're always going to start off with your rachis. So I'm going to come here, and you can have it be curved if you want. So here's my rachis. And now I'm going to draw my barbs, but remember, I want to keep some of that rachis open down here. I don't want to go to the very bottom. So I'm going to draw the left-hand side of my feather and the right-hand side of my feather. Done. I can come down here, and because we're making this kind of a cartoony kind of Zentangled one, I'm actually going to draw it like this because I want it to be almost more like a coloring book. So I'm giving myself something to color in. And now I'm going to put my barbs. Remember, I'm going to do it like a V. So this comes this way and comes up. I can come here, like here. I can go here. And that feather's ready to go. Now, if I want to do something kind of different, I could go like this, and watch this time. This time I'm just going to have some fun with my rachis and make it curvy this time. And then instead of doing one big part over here and one big part over here, I'm going to do it in little sections. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to come in at a diagonal. Then I'm going to come like this and in. Out and back in. So it's almost like I'm drawing it, making it look like it has all of the sections in there. I'm drawing this section, then this section, then this section, so that there's space in between. So I'm going to come here and go back in, come out, and maybe I'll do like a fun little curly cue, and come back in, over here, come back in, like this. And then you can always go ahead and add your little down feathers like this. My rachis, if it's too short, just lengthen it. So now I have something kind of cool there. And last but not least, I'm going to do one where it almost looks kind of like a peacock feather. And on this one also, I'm going to make it kind of curvy. And up here on the top, I'm going to do this shape, almost like you're drawing a leaf. And then I'll come here. A lot of you are really good at doing the peacock feathers. So it's like I'm drawing all those little parts up there. I can go ahead and add some stuff here. And now I can just keep going. Woo! Putting all these little parts on my peacock feather. So this is kind of fun. Now, you're going to notice that I have a print, a ghost print that was very, very light. Some of you might have one that's a lot darker. And for that reason, I've given you different type of pens. But now that I have my feathers on here, and like I said, I have 3 of them, and on other ones, some of you may just want to do one. What you're going to do now is just add some things to color in later. And I really would recommend, rather than trying to get creative in your head and trying to think of all these patterns, really just look at these pieces of paper. The minute you look at one, you're like, oh, okay, I get what I can do. So like right here, maybe I'll do a zigzag because I see a zigzag. I look over here and there's one with circles, so I can go like this. I can come over here and do like stripes. So it's like you're making a little coloring page for yourself, and you can darken them in. Let's see, maybe over here I would do a whole bunch of little circles, going like that. Here I could do some swirls. Here I could go like this. So you're just going to keep adding a whole bunch of fun little details. I could do like a checkerboard here. So you guys get the idea. So in all these different sections, you're going to be adding all of these little details. And once you have the whole thing finished, you're going to start to color in. So imagine that I have this whole thing done. So now what I'm going to do is start to take my markers, and I can come over here and I can just start to color some of these in. So I can go like that. I can take this and maybe just color in these sections like that. So I would just work on this for a while, getting these different sections colored in. And then once you've colored that in, you may take one of these gold markers. Remember the deal with the gold markers. You shake them, the little ball goes back and forth with the cap on. You may do that a few times. If we start to hear this and like you're just going whack-a-doodle schmoodle doodle, we're going to take it away from you. Just a few times with the cap on, then you take it off and you're ready to go. So I can come over here and maybe I would put some gold dots on here just to kind of brighten that up. Or maybe I would come here and put a line here. Can you see now how it's reflecting? It's kind of cool. I could maybe make the gold come down the rackets here and maybe fill in these little things. Now I'm going to tell you what, I do not want any of you to take the gold pen and to fill in like a whole section like that, because then you're wasting the gold for another group, which would be sad. So all I want for you to do, if you're going to use the gold, is to just draw, like you're drawing a line or you're going back over something, but I don't want to see anyone coloring things in. You could go around the outside edge like that. So you're going to have a lot of fun today doing this. This, as my daughter was showing, is how it could look when you're finished. And I really, really recommend that you look at these first before you start to draw and kind of have your plan before you get going. Have fun.